Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're still looking for a really easy last minute holiday mani, this is going to be for you. We also are going to be playing with brand new colors from 915 Aesthetics. We're going to be pulling in the gel method today, and then we're going to be creating a set of press-ons on the Shape Short Coffin. And I know I want to throw in some decals. I'm just debating on which ones I want to use, so stay tuned for that. So we're going to start off with Latte. Latte, it is a mainline color from 915 Aesthetics. It is also, in my opinion, a staple color to have to your arsenal, and you're going to see why in just a few moments. So I'm applying a very thin layer of gel base to the entire nail. Make sure it's even in a very thin layer, and then we're not curing, we're dipping right into the jar here, and wait till you see the first coat here of Latte. It is everything. If you are in neutral colors, or if you are looking for like that beautiful milkiness, you get like the perfect milky coverage with one dip, especially with the gel method. And I love this color so much. I feel like it's a great background for decal placement, or if you're into nail art, this is a great background color. Or if you like that all over white mani, but you don't necessarily want like that bright starky whiteness, this is a great color just to have like a very neutral toned down set. I love it so much. Options are endless with this one. Again, it's a great one to add to your collection. It is a solid, so there's no shimmer or anything like that, so you can do a lot of different things with it. So we are going to build it up today by doing 2 coats. So that's what you see here. We're just finishing up with Latte, and then we're going to move on to the 2 brand new colors in the holiday collection. So we have Noel, which is a beautiful red, which you're going to see here, and then we have KRISS Kringle, which is a really fun glitter. So right here, before we go ahead and cure it, I'm just going to make sure I am taking that time to make sure everything is super flat and pressed down, because I want to keep the shape of the nail. I know last video when we played with the 3 other colors, I really stressed the importance of making sure everything was pressed down when it came to the gel method to really keep that shape of the nail, and it's also going to prevent bulk, and it's going to make fan and buffing super easy. All right, so can we have a moment for this sparkly brush? I love it so much. It is from Sandara Nails. It is everything. It feels luxurious, and it is definitely that extra like sparkle that I needed in my life, and it is so easy to clean. And it is a great dust brush. So if you're in the market for one, definitely grab one of those. So now we're moving on to Noel. It is a beautiful red. I love how when you get one of these jars, they have a protective seal in it. And we're going to give it a good stir here. And this red, it is not your ordinary red. So it is more of like a, I don't want to say it's like a muted red. A lot of times when you see Christmas colors come out, they're just like that really just bright red or bright green. This is more of like a mulled cranberry, and it's just the perfect red. I just love how it has a little bit of like a deeper undertone to it, and it is so pretty. And check it out. It is great coverage. Also, we are using the gel method, and sometimes if you've ever played with the gel method and went in with like a deep purple or a red like you're seeing here, or even like a terracotta color, the gel method sometimes does not work with the colors, and you get tons of dark shadowing, or the color starts to turn brown. I am not experiencing that issue with these powders, and I will say the 915 aesthetic, the quality is amazing, and I've never ran into any discoloration when it came to using the gel method versus dip liquid. So just keep that in mind. If you've ever struggled with the gel method when it came to this kind of color family, definitely grab some colors from 915 aesthetic. So I am going to clean my brush off here. You can see I have a little bit of residue on that paper towel before I stick it back into that jar. Keep the same kind of practice as you would with your dip liquids. When you go in with that second layer, always go ahead and wipe off your brush just to make sure you're not contaminating your liquids. All right, so the color is even more rich and vibrant. We're getting this beautiful, just like cranberry red coming through, and I love the coverage. I'm only going to do 2 dips. I did debate if I was going to do 3, but I was loving this color. It was rich in color, and the coverage was everything. It wasn't splotchy or anything like that. These powders are also super soft, so if you are not making a press-on, it's a very luxurious experience when you are dipping into these powders because they're super buttery soft. All right, so here's what we're working with right now. We're going to go ahead and cure, and we're going to add Noel to one other nail here. In this one, you're going to be able to see the color payoff of one dip versus two, so you can kind of get a good comparison. And if you're looking to build up strength on the nail, you could easily add 3 to 4 dips with this powder. It's not going to create a lot of bulk because they're super finely milled and extra buttery. Like I said, the quality of 915 Aesthetics, it is everything. So we are going to go ahead and just gently press everything down, making sure everything is laying super flat. So right here, you can see that color payoff here of 2 dips versus 1. I'm completely satisfied with the coverage of the 2 dips. But again, if you wanted to just get it a slight bit darker, you definitely could go ahead and use 3 dips. All right, so we're just finishing up this nail here, and then we're going to dive into a really beautiful glitter. And then that's kind of when I saw this glitter in action, and we kind of have a plot twist for this set today. But if you missed Tuesday's video, I did use the other 2 colors from this new release from 915 Aesthetics, and those colors are just as good as these, and we did some really simple nail art that you can achieve really effortless and easy. So if you are looking for some easy sets for this holiday season, these 2 videos are definitely going to be for you. And I'll go ahead and link that video in the cards at the end of this one and just make it a little bit easier for you. So again, just making sure everything is laying super flat, especially with this pinky nail here. I just want to make sure, especially by that cuticle area, that's kind of 10 where I kind of hold my bulk. So I'll just make sure I press all those sides down, and we're going to dust off. And now to my favorite part, KRISS Kringle. This is just such a fun glitter. It's almost a fine, micro-fine glitter mix, and it has golds, reds, and greens in it, but it has like the muted golds and greens and reds. It's everything. Once you see it dipped into it, it kind of gave me a retro take on the colors. It's very elegant. It's beautiful. And right here is where I kind of, we're going to pivot a little bit. So looking at this nail right here, I'm loving it. And I'm like, ooh, this would look really good as a sugared nail. And we're not going to stop here. So we're going to go ahead and build up the sparkle with another dip. But I was like, this is going to look really good sugared. So that's the direction we're going to go in with these 2 glitter nails, is that these are going to be a sugared nail. I just felt like there was just something about the color and just like the fineness of the sparkle that would just give it just a twist on a holiday mani, having like the sugar effect. So with that being said, I'm really going to make sure everything is laying as flat as it can be before we go ahead and cure, because since we are doing that sugar nail, I don't want anything bumpy or anything like that. So we cured, we're giving it a good dust off. You definitely could stop right here, but I want to bring the KRISS Kringle to its full potential. So we're going to go in with another very, very thin layer of that gel base. And I do like the gel base from Sundara Nails, and I do like the gel base from 915 Aesthetics. It's a very thin viscosity, which is fantastic for press-ons. And the only reason why I'm not using the 915 Aesthetics gel base right now is because I'm completely out. But those 2 are great gels for making press-ons because it definitely cuts down the bulk based on how thin those liquids apply. So keep that in mind. The thinner the viscosity, the better outcome it's going to be for a bulk factor when it comes to press-ons. All right, so it's a game changer, the sparkle with the second dip of KRISS Kringle. And I love the name. I just want to say KRISS Kringle throughout this whole video. So now we're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. We're going to press everything down, making sure everything is completely flat. We're also going to make sure everything is cleaned up underneath that nail. So any of those loose glitters, we're going to make sure we're brushing those away with a precision tool. I love using a precision tool when it comes to cleaning the sidewalls and underneath that press-on nail here. And then after that precision tool, I still am going to go ahead and just gently press everything down to ensure everything is laying super flat. Since this is a sugar nail, the flatter we can get everything, the better, because we want this to stay looking super flat and flawless, because we're basically almost done with this entire nail for the rest of the time because we're creating that sugary effect. So you can see here, everything is laying super, super flat. We don't have any of these glitters sticking up or looking rough or anything like that. It is laying super flat. So I cured, and that nail is basically completely done. We're going to do one other slight thing to it, but then that is it. So we're going to move on and do this nail sugared as well. And I really love a sugared nail. So when I said everything was like laying super flat, even though it is laying super flat, it naturally is going to feel it feels slightly rough, but like not in a way that kind of like bothers me, because texture does bother me, but I can get away with a sugared nail when it's like a super fine glitter like this. But if texture is something that bothers you, this might not be the direction you want to go in. If you are concerned about texture or anything like that, you could always make like a sample nail and then just see how that feels, and if that's something that you're going to be able to work with on a set. But I love it so much. I feel like a sugared nail, especially with the holiday season, kind of just is like a game changer for me and just adds a different element to a set versus having like a glossy glitter. I mean, you could totally add a gloss over this and rock it how you're supposed to, but I really like the sugar side of this. So we're going to build it up here with another layer. And then we're going to move on by adding some really easy nail art. All right, so last video we talked about how I apply my press-ons. This time I want to touch base on removal. So removal, all I do, so when I'm done with my set, I go ahead and put in a little bowl, I'll put some like warm water in there, and I'll add a little bit of Dawn dish soap, and then I'll add a little bit of cuticle oil in there. And then what I'll do is then I'll apply cuticle oil on my actual hand, and then I'll stick my hand in that warm water for about 5 minutes, and then I take an orange wood stick and then I just gently remove the press-ons, and they should just pop off. If you have any like stubborn areas where you can get that orange wood stick under the nail but it's still not moving, you could either put it your hand back in that water, or you could go ahead and put some more cuticle oil on that nail and then just wiggle that orange wood stick in there, and then you should be good. That is how I remove my press-ons. All right, filing and buffing. So this glitter nail is almost 100% done. We're just cleaning up the shape here just a little bit, cleaning up underneath side of that press-on, and that is it. That is all we're doing. So we're going to dust off, and then I'm just not going to stop here with the dusting off. I'm going to go in with one of my firmer brushes right here, and we're just going to go ahead and just really make sure we are scrubbing this nail, making sure that there are no loose glitters, and then we are done. So here's our sugar nail. It is ready to go. It is laying super flat, it is sparkly, and it's giving us that really awesome sugar effect. Now wait till you see when the set is completed. It's gonna kind of all tie together, but I really like how, like I said, how this adds just like a little different dimension to the set. Now if you didn't want to keep this sugared, you could always encapsulate it and do your filing and buffing. Again, if you're doing the gel method, I did touch base on filing and buffing and encapsulating with the gel method in the last video, so definitely refer back to that. Otherwise, if you're using your dip liquids, go ahead and clear encapsulate with your clear powder. But the sugar nail is just like an extra touch that I'm like kind of loving at the moment. So again, we're just going to finish up the filing and buffing on the glitter nails, and then I'm going to show you a little trick I've been using when it comes to the filing and buffing of the other nails. All right, so this one's looking good. I'm just examining it just to make sure there's no rough spots, making sure everything is laying super flat because I do not want to run into any issues after application. All right, so for the solid color nails, or even if this was like a finer glitter shimmery mix, I would do the exact same thing. So I am just cleaning up the shape a little bit, cleaning up the nail underneath. I'm going in with this buffer file. I love this buffer file. It is the same size as a nail file, so I get way more better control over my buffing, and it's super easy with the length of this. And that buffer file and everything that you see here, everything can be found in that description box below. But it's definitely a game changer for when it comes to buffing, to have like a larger buffer like this. So once we're done with the buffing, now we're gonna go in with the activator. I feel like the activator just gets rid of all like the cloudiness left behind from the filing and buffing, and it gets rid of any of those like harsh filing lines. Because what would happen if I went in directly with my gel base to seal everything in, it would still have like this kind of like grayness to it from the filing and buffing, and I feel like that layer of activator just gets rid of that, so you have the purest color after all that filing and buffing, and it just brings that color back to life. I did not experience any peeling or flaking when it came to my top coat or anything like that. So far I have not run into any issues, and I really like how the color looks after filing and buffing with a layer of activator. So that's just a helpful tip. So we're going to finish up the filing and buffing here, and then we're going to do some really simple nail art. So let's just sit back, watch the rest of the filing here, and then I'm going to pop back in when it's time to get into that nail art.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean, yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing, yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh.
All right, so filing and buffing's done. Here's what we're working with. It's a very simple set. You could stop here or you could add a decal like we're going to be doing. Right now I'm debating. I really wanted to add a gingerbread cookie to this set based on the colors. I just thought this little cookie would be adorable, but I'm circling back now to these ones. I feel like it's a very simplistic kind of style mani today, so we should probably go with one of these trees, and that's exactly what we're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out 2 trees because I was debating if I wanted a bolder tree, like that darker one right on the end there, or if I wanted this one with that little star on it. So I'm just gonna cut these out here and kind of see how they look on the nail before I go ahead and just commit to one. So right here, this is the one that we're gonna go with, but I just really was kind of drawn to this tree as well. But overall we decided, or me, I decided to go in with this one. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go in with another layer of gel base. I'm gonna apply it to the entire nail, and then I am gonna cure for 30 seconds. Doing a layer of gel base on the nail and curing is going to give it a little bit of a tacky layer to really help that decal when it comes to application. So now that that's cured, we have room temperature water. I'm going to place that decal in there for about 20 seconds, let that hang out on a lint-free wipe, dry that extra water off. I like to remove the back with a jelly stamper. So that's why I go ahead and use that jelly stamper to pick up that decal. I also am drying that off one more time before we stick it onto the nail here. Plus the jelly stamper lets me kind of see where I'm placing and lining up that decal before I press it down. So right here, I'm just kind of looking to see where I want it before I go ahead and press it down. And now I'm going to go ahead and press it down. And you can see I'm able to gently move this decal around with that layer of cured gel base. It just gives you like a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to working with a delicate decal. So once I get that where I want it, I'm going to use a little bit of acetone here, and this is the Onyx brand acetone in a flat brush. And the Onyx brand acetone, for some reason, it's magical on decals. I've tried regular acetone too, and it kind of distorted the image and made a hole in it. There's something about the Onyx acetone that works wonders with this decal here. It really just melts this decal into the nail, and it also gets rid of any air bubbles or lines, giving this decal a really flat layer, and it looks like almost one with the nail. I always use a acetone on top of my decals just to make them look super flat, and the Onyx brand is where it's at when it comes to in acetone. I don't know what's in there. Even the owner of Nails Truly was like, yeah, something about that Onyx brand is like pure magical, and it has to be the white one from Onyx. There is a blue one. It's like a coconut one. Do not use that one. That one does not work. It's something about the white acetone that works wonders. All right, so now that that decal is completely dry, I pressed it down, and now we're gonna do a layer of gel base over the entire nail just to seal on this decal and to protect it and to make sure that it doesn't end up lifting up. And while that's curing, we're gonna go ahead and do a layer of gel top coat to the nail here. So what we're doing is we're doing a layer of gel top coat. I'm gonna apply that to the nail, and then we're gonna go ahead and cure for 60 seconds, and then I am going to finish up doing the top coat on the rest of the 2 red nails, and I am curing as we go for 60 seconds. So the reason why I am doing a layer of gel top coat on these nails now is that I could stop right here and have like a glossy finish, but I really want a matte finish on this. So here's what it looks like with a glossy finish with the sugar nails, but I want to take it up a step and do a matte finish. I've been loving the matte finish, especially like on these deeper colors right here, like this beautiful red. So I just felt like it would look really good with a matte finish. So even though we are using a matte top coat, I still would have went in with that regular gel top coat and cured for 60 seconds, because going in with a regular top coat before the matte gives you the ultimate matte finish. It doesn't give you any streakiness or anything like that. It gives you a beautiful matte finish like you can see here. So I figured this tree needed a little extra sparkle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these gold stars and we're going to add it to the tree for just like a little touch of bling. So I'm going to use solid tip gel glue, and this is a great glue not only to apply your jelly tips, but you can use this for nail art and using gems or anything like that. So I'm taking a little bit of that glue on this orange wood stick here, and I am placing it exactly on the nail where I'm going to be applying that little gem here, and then I'm just swirling it up here because it's a little bit thicker and it kind of was a little stringy, so that's why I did that little swirl. Then I'm taking the wax end here of that precision tool and I place that star on the nail, and I'm going to use that precision side just to make sure I kind of get it lined up exactly where I want it here. And then after I have that star pretty close to where I want it, I'm going to go back in with that wax tool and press it down. Then I'm going to take the flat side of that orange wood stick and just press it down even more and just make sure it is exactly where I want it. And we can go ahead now and cure for 60 seconds. So here's our finished set. I love it so much. I really like how we have a lot of different dimensions going on here. We have the fun sugar nails. We have the matte red nails. We have a decal nail with a pop of bling here with that little gold star. I feel like the star definitely tied it in for me and kind of sealed the whole deal for me. I'm really glad we went with the tree and not the gingerbread cookie. These dip powders worked amazingly with the gel method, and the color payoff of Noel was everything. If you are in the market for some really awesome reds, definitely check out 915 Aesthetics. If you're not into like this deeper red right here, there are even more vibrant colors that 915 Aesthetics has to offer, so definitely check that out. You're going to find something that catches your eye for sure. Don't forget, if you are looking for some more easy inspo, check out Tuesday's video. We also use 915 Aesthetic dip powder on there, and we created a really fun green set with some sparkles. We encapsulated glitter as well, so really fun. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's simple set. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one.